In this week's tick list, we have a blast from the past, even if it's a past that we didn't know about, with Sean Rabatou announcing this week that he climbed Alphane, his proposed Font 9a, last year. I think that makes sense. Located in Coronico, Switzerland, the line goes to the left of Dave Graham's Alphane Moon, which was, fun fact, formerly known as the Jiffy Scuttler until Dave Graham was told it was a terrible name by the locals and that he should change it to something better.
It used to be called the Jiffy Scuttler.
Rumours have been circulating for months now that Sean has climbed something at the absolute top level. And in May this year, he announced that he'd climbed Fuck the System, a Font 8C Plus at Fione. And then a few months later, he announced the following news that he'd climbed Astoria 3 Worlds at Cresciano. It wasn't until last week that he finally put out the news that he'd climbed Alphane, this mega project, albeit in the form of an incredibly minimalist post on Instagram. A few days later, the footage was released on the Mellow Climbing channel. You can see that here, or somewhere around there. The problem is an extreme test of power endurance, with the first third comprising of basic power climbing on edges, into a wackier middle section involving much more open-handed holds and awkward to get heel hooks, before finally finishing on a V10 heartbreaker finish. If confirmed, this will be the fourth Font 9a in the world, the first of which was Nalle Huhkataival's Burden of Dreams in Finland. The second was Daniel Woods' Return of a Sleepwalker over in the States, and finally Simon Lorenzi's Soudain Soul in Fontainebleau. Soudain Soul is the only one to have received subsequent repeats, although opinion on the grade has varied, with one of the two Ascensionists saying that it was Font 8C Plus and the other saying Soft 9a. From a UK perspective, it would be great to see Aidan Roberts back on Burden of Dreams again this year. And if anyone has the steely fingers required to climb that problem, surely it's him. Closer to home, but also with a 9 in it, albeit a smaller A, Pete Dawson has climbed Northern Lights at Kilnsea. Northern Lights was an infamous and elusive project of Ben Moon back in the 1990s. However, the first ascent wasn't made until the year 2000 when Steve McClure stepped up to the mark. It took a decade for it to receive its first repeat, courtesy of a climber that you may have heard of, Mr. Adam Ondra. Yeah. And 6 years still until its third ascent with another climber that you may have heard of, Alex Magos. Last year, the Brits evened the score and even went ahead with Will Bosey and Josh Ibbetson's ascents, and Pete's represents the 6th ascent of this classic route. If you like the word waffle that's happened today, please like and subscribe for more climbing news.